Welcome to the Nobody Knowz podcast with Callie Zamzo. Join us for conversations with local changemakers and hear the stories that don't always get told. It'll be honest, messy and beautiful, touching and humorous. Slow down, pour a glass, and pull up a chair. This is the Nobody Knowz podcast.
Welcome to Nobody Knowz. I'm your host, Callie Zamzo. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Zamzo's. At Zamzo's, we get a lot of questions about what do I do with my leaves in the fall? And I think there's a lot of shame with this, and I want to just take that away from you. You know, some people, classically, if you're in a situation where your homes have an HOA and they require you to pick up your leaves, you're not a bad person for picking up your leaves in the fall. That's okay. If you have a spot where you can compost them, that's a wonderful thing. You can use them in the spring. And then those people who are also being shamed because they just don't clean up their flower beds, I want to take the shame away from that too, because if you don't clean up your flower beds, you're creating a wonderful space for beneficial bugs and other microbes to live and to overwinter. And so you're actually benefiting your yard if you leave them as well. So regardless of whether you leave the leaves or you rake them up, you're still a good person. This is really a fun, exciting opportunity for me to talk about my childhood because I have a couple of guests. First of all, first time I've had two guests since we started the show, so I'm super excited about that. And they run a coffee shop. We'll get a chance to talk about this. They own and run a coffee shop that happens to be in the neighborhood that I grew up in. So I'm super excited about this. As a kid, I grew up on Northview. So if anybody is used to or knows the area, kind of Winstead Park area. So grew up right on Northview, and we would ride our bikes. Sometimes my mom would send my brother and I off on our bicycles to get groceries and whatnot. And we'd go to the A&W or the M&W that was on U-Stick. And so we'd ride our bikes up there, and she would ask us, one time she asked us to go get her a head of lettuce, and we went, and when we came back we had brought her a head of cabbage because we didn't know the difference. So things like that. But anyway, this whole this history of things, and last night I was preparing for this podcast, and I was like, I'm going to drive by this place because I think I know where it is. And I realized that it's right next door to the M&W where we spent so much of our childhood. And so I'm super excited about our guests today. So we have Sarah Keck and Laurie Pearman. Said that correctly. Yes. I'm excited about that. Yay. They're the owners of Common Ground Coffee and Market, and that is located on U-Stick. And you have a wonderful story of friendship and a whole bunch of things that I'm hoping to dive into today. And just having you in the studio so far, we've got a fun vibe. You guys are very fun to be around already. So let's dive in. Welcome both of you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
This is so fun.
It's great. So let's start. Do you want to take a quick moment, each of you, and kind of give your background, give a little history, give a whatever it is you want to share with the audience so that they kind of know you a little bit better?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Sarah. I met Laurie. Laurie and I met in 2022, late 2022, around Thanksgiving. And before that time, this is like BC and AD now. Before that time, I had done a plethora of things. I'd been involved in the birth community. I had been in coffee a lot, just, intermittently throughout my life. I raised my kids. I did that solely, stay-at-home mom style a lot. Went to college on and off. I was kind of like bopping around. And yeah. And then going back even further, something really fun about Laurie and I is we were both born in Bakersfield. So this is kind of part of our whole story together. I was born in Bakersfield. She was born in Bakersfield. Our families moved to Caldwell, Idaho the same year.
Wow.
Didn't know each other. And then we both grew up in Caldwell and moved with our children, families, to Boise into the same neighborhood the exact same year.
Oh, man.
So then...
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's really...
The coincidence is
really uncanny. Yeah.
When we met each other, we were like sharing
these details and aligning on all of them. And it was the most bizarre experience.
Super bizarre.
Me too.
Yeah, especially like Bakersfield of all places. Anytime you mention that to someone, they're like, ooh, I'm sorry. And we're like, yep, you should be.
Yeah, the Bakersfield to Caldwell arc isn't typical. Or maybe it is.
Wouldn't that be something if we found that out? That'd be interesting.
If anyone else has that same arc, please come to the shop.
Yes,
That's right. We'll have a little reunion here.
Yeah. So when we met at a local, just like a neighborhood get together, just at a mutual friend's house. And I was talking to Laurie's husband and was essentially like, he's like, what do you want to do with your life? Kind of, that's Nick. If you know Nick, that's Nick. What do you want to do when you grow up? And I was like, actually, it's my dream to start a coffee shop. And I already have my eye on a space like in our neighborhood. I want to, like invest directly into this neighborhood. This is the spot that I've had my eye on. He was like, oh, you have to meet my wife, and literally like dragged her over and was like, Laurie, meet Sarah, Sarah, meet Laurie. And then it was like the Spider-Man meme where they're like pointing at each other and they're like, oh, you're me, I'm you. And she was like, oh my God, I have my eye on the same space too and want to start a coffee shop. And
oh my gosh.
And the parallels were crazy.
You can't deny it when something like that happens. Like you have to acknowledge it and stop for a second, which is stunning. Was there just a moment where you're like, I mean, there must have been. It was mind blowing.
Very surreal. Yeah. I mean, going back in my history, Sarah covered up to Caldwell, moving to Boise. I had done photography for many years and in the Boise area. And then I had gone back to school, got a job at St. Luke's and was there for close to 8 years, kind of following that career path of like, oh, I'm going to check all these boxes and do the 9 to 5, and was really unhappy. So I had actually just quit my job to pursue this the day before I met Sarah. Like my last day, which I gave like a 3-month runway to leaving that position. I finished on Friday and I met her Saturday morning, and I was like, what is this universal magic right here? Like, I can't deny that this is such a gift. So we went out to Primal Coffee and just have a conversation and see like what's happening here. And it was one of the easiest, most energizing conversations I've had in my whole life, probably, to just be like, you're a pure stranger, but you don't feel like it. And we're sharing the same vision, and it feels undeniably right.
Yeah, so aligned and so, undeniable. It was just like, going into that first, like, meeting with each other just as friends or, like, getting to know you, where I think in both of our minds we were like, could this be a thing? And then after leaving that, we were both like, yeah, this is happening.
And what was kind of cool about it too is I think like it goes in the face of what you're told when you're going out on a limb and starting a business or like having a business partner. Everyone tells you that you have to pick the right partner. You know, it's such a big decision and there's so much risk in that. So to start out on this journey with someone, with a stranger and an extreme amount of trust and hope kind of was the basis of the entire shop. And I think set the tone for the vision of just, I hope you're a great person because you seem like you are. I'm going to go out on a limb because I believe in you and I can feel that you believe in me. We can do this together and see what happens and trust. And like a community out of the gate, build a community together.
Yeah.
Are either of you or both of you like into metaphysical stuff? Like, do you?
I was just talking about quantum portals on the way over here.
So that's a yes. That is a strong yes.
Yes.
That's awesome.
By proxy, I am. I don't know. I love the idea of all this. Okay.
Well, I mean, I just like you just talking about the law of attraction, talking about like, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Like, I'm just thinking of all these different things where, you manifested. You clearly manifested. You both manifested this. This is you can't deny that. There's too many coincidences.
Yeah.
And it's kind of awe-inspiring for those of us who maybe haven't manifested yet what they want to manifest.
Well, there's, yeah, okay. This is awesome. Yes. I would like to say what you manifested here in this room is kind of magical.
Well, thank you.
I'd like to say that up top, but.
Well, that's that. Thanks. That's lovely.
I think like you get those little nudges, and this one was just like a hard shove.
Yeah.
Like you get those little nudges where like talking about, manifesting, talking about metaphysical things, where something's kind of reaching through time to touch you. Mm-hmm. And like there's a presence.
Yeah.
Some kind of presence, whatever that is. It might be a whisper, but this was loud.
Yeah.
So
It's so awesome. So you both live in the neighborhood. Yes, you kind of live nearby.
yes.
So what did you, because you both had this vision and you describe it as being very similar. Can you describe like what was the vision and what have you manifested? Like,
I mean, we both wanted a coffee shop to be able to go to as a resident in the neighborhood. So we both wanted a space we could walk to with our dogs, with our kids, meet neighbors, be social, support a local business, have good coffee, just have a small slice of joy in our neighborhood and our daily routines. So really that's what we were both wanting to provide because it wasn't available for us. And we live in such a neighborhood that's fully connected. I mean, the neighbors know each other. They're very friendly and kind. There's a lot of camaraderie is not the right word, but just neighborly vibes. Literal cups of sugar being asked for and, things like that happening. But there is no physical space to gather in to get beyond your like 1 or 2 blocks that you're really cozy with or a friend group of people of the same demographic. So I think it was just born of wanting to, expand what was already happening and get a cup of coffee.
It's very telling that like we met at a neighborhood gathering and we were like, oh, look at all these people who would be, coming and want to get together and hang out together in a physical space.
yeah.
So much so that we're in someone's driveway.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, so you get together, you have this like realization. It's like, okay, we're doing this. So how do you take it from that to actually doing it?
So much crying.
Actually, I'm
She's
really
not,
glad to hear
Joe.
that.
She's not.
I kind of know she's not. I get that. I get that.
Well, crying, tears of gratitude, tears of joy, tears of frustration, vulnerability, fear, all that. But yeah, I mean, step by step, man, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step or 1,000,000 or whatever that saying is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
do you each have different roles? Like, do you have like distinctly different things that you do within?
Yes, very much so. Even though we've had a very parallel journey physically in our lives, we could not be more different as humans and like our skill set.
Oh, okay.
So it's
cool.
very yin and yang.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I have surrounded myself with people that are very unlike me so that they fill all the gaps. It's the greatest thing. It's hard though. You have to really trust the other person, and both of you have to understand and respect each other's, strengths and weaknesses, because obviously you're very different than the other person. So a lot of times what they're better at is annoying.
You nailed it.
Yep.
I'm married to somebody who has a completely different personality than me. So he and I both laugh about the things that the things that I think I'm great at. He's like, that's really annoying. And like likewise. So I get it like on a day-to-day basis. So can you describe a little bit about like what each one of you does, kind of like what your roles are and like where the gaps are that you guys fill?
I mean, I think that like we have a lot of diverging skill sets, but we also do have a lot of overlap, which is great because we are able to put like both of our momentum in certain areas, but we can divide and conquer really nicely. So I would say I have a lot of like the organizational, like you're very organized too. That's why I never want to say something and have it reflect that Sarah's not this.
Don't lie on air.
Stop it. But yeah, basically like when we first started out, like Sarah said, there's a million tasks. So it took a lot of organization, a lot of like planning, business plans, paperwork. We have to complete this step to get to that step, like just forward momentum on really tedious planning and strategy. And we did a lot of it side by side, but it brought me a lot of joy I don't know how much it brought Sarah, but I really loved it.
The organizational part is what you're saying?
Yeah, we got to knock through these tasks and prove our business case and, map out every single budget or expense we might need so that we can prove that we are worthy of someone giving us a loan, all of these things, prove our ability to do this and make it successful. I really, really love that. And Sarah's the numbers side, that data, that analytical piece brings me a lot of joy. I think you're very capable of it, and you like to say, so glad you do that, but you could do it too.
I could, but I would hate it.
But you could. But yeah. Okay. And then meanwhile, Sarah's so great with words. Really good storyteller, really good communicator. Brings out the best in people.
Yeah, a lot of human-centered stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I deal directly with our staff. I'm kind of first point of contact with that. We have a staff of 15 baristas. And, events, all event stuff. So that's a lot of human-centered things as well. That's kind of part of the a piece of the shop that we wanted up top too, is we want this space to reflect our community. So open it up to them to show who they are. And so kind of events have filled that space where we'll have live music, we'll have community crafts nights, bingo, family friendly stuff. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that sounds awesome. And it pulls the whole community together.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Laurie is really good at all the data stuff, but she's also, I'm just going to gas you up. We're just going to be gassing each other up this whole time. She's also such a good human. I mean, this is the trust thing where, you have to trust each other's process and each other's skills. And, also tag each other in when you need that. Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, one of the beautiful things about our relationship too, is that we have our own roles, but we can also be I'm drowning. I need help. I need to tag you in.
Mm-hmm. I've looked at this or thought about it too long.
Yeah.
Help.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get around the natural tendency, I think, of humans to do this, where jealousies come into play? So you're co-owning this business and you're co-leading it, and you're very different people. Are there times that you have to? This is a difficult question, I realize.
I love that you posed this question.
We love difficult and self-awareness questions, and just trying to understand how we tick and how we can grow together and individually. I don't know if I've felt jealousy for sure in the shop because Sarah is more publicly facing.
Yeah,
you run the socials, you're there more. I have 2 younger kids, and I do more of the behind the scenes, sourcing, ordering. Again, the stuff that's more data facing, which I could do in the shop, but it would be challenging. So I'm in and out more. And at times I've been wait, do people know about me? And then I'm wait, why do I have an ego about that? What's going on? I could just get more involved. So I think a lot of it's just saying it out loud to Sarah, being honest, and then I have this moment of being I'm telling myself a story that's not true anyways. One time you posted something, I think it was a social media meme, but it was I don't think I've told you this, some hot dogs and hamburgers, they're both delicious. Why do I have to choose just one? And I was oh yeah, people are all different foods.
Yeah.
It's okay to be different and support each other in our full potential. Because also it could change at any point. The chapter of life that we're in could shift and change, and our roles may shift and change in time. Nothing is set, but I just think we have a lot of debriefing too. We do a lot of check-ins, and I'm doing a lot of self-growth. And the business has actually been a shocking personal journey for me that has nothing to do with business, actually. And I feel like a whole new human. You can fact check that with my husband. I don't know that he will agree. But I think a lot of it's stories we tell ourselves and talking ourselves off the ledge and doing it alongside someone who believes in you and wants the best for you makes it really easy. So thank you, Sarah.
Oh,
Samesies.
Because you're going to make me cry, you two.
I know, I'm tearing up.
Jealousy does crop up, and we are very honest and vocal about all of that stuff, Yeah. I tell Laurie how jealous I am of her organizational skills all the time. and how I'm woefully terrible at spreadsheets. Just so bad. And I'm jealous of those skills for sure, but it's not actually jealousy. It's actually so much more appreciation. And like also then doubling down on that appreciation by being like, I'm so glad that I can say this out loud and be vulnerable with you. I suck at that. And I'm so glad that you're doing it. Like there's a lot of that actually.
Yeah.
So in place of jealousy, there's actually more like, that's not in my skill set. Thank you for doing that. Mm-hmm. I really see you. I appreciate you. That's a lot of work. Thank you.
It requires both of you to be incredibly self-aware.
And we are.
Yeah,
And
clearly
we wish that we weren't.
Well, yeah,
So much
it's
more
hard.
work.
It is exactly. The self-awareness is for the birds.
Yeah, we on our way over here, we were talking about this and we were like, can't we just take a nap?
Yeah.
Can't we just rest? There's some of that.
Oh my gosh. All right. So shifting gears just a little bit. I just want to, I know there's a lot of women leaders in the community that listen to this podcast. And so can we touch on that a little bit? The fact that you, and it doesn't sound to me like your journey was, we're going to be a couple of women leaders and we're going to take, and everybody's going to be following us. But by golly, you are. And so can you talk to us a little bit about the journey of becoming what you were before and now being a couple of examples in the community of women who are kicking ass?
That feels so good to hear.
Yeah, thank you. Do you see how like that really? Thank you.
Yeah.
We thought we'd be a sleepy neighborhood shop, and we're only like a year and a few months old. So I think a lot of this still feels very surreal to me. Like in terms of how many people know about us and want us on a podcast. Like that's, I think we're a little too self-aware and like maybe constantly reflecting on our opportunities to grow. At least I am, to be like even fully processing that someone could look at me in that light. But I'm also using that was part of our conversation on the way here. It's like, man, I'm screwing up a lot. And rather than trying to be perfect or be upset that I am screwing things up at times, on the human side especially, like maybe it's an opportunity to just tell someone I screwed up. So I think maybe for me the leadership growth is happening in unexpected ways, and I'm not really aware of it yet. I don't think people should look at me as a leader.
I think it's too late. And you know what? I also think you screwing up and you publicly saying I screw up makes you a really good leader. Because I think the leaders, think about the leaders in the community that we don't appreciate. It's their lack of ability to be self-effacing and saying, I'm not perfect. And it's the imperfect ones that we're like, I love that person. They're so real. They're so honest. They're so authentic. And yeah, so that's absolutely you're a leader and a better one because of what you just said, which is awesome.
Sarah?
That's exactly what I said to her.
Yeah.
I'm going to double down
It did
on
feel
that.
good. I will say it did feel good, and it felt right. I think it's important to set examples of how to do things authentically and not by saying you're authentic.
Right. It just, guess what? I'm authentic.
The word authentic.
Just ask me.
Yep. What about you, Sarah? This is a fun one.
Yeah, the being seen publicly and the leadership portion of it challenges me a lot too. Just, imposter syndrome and things like that. And being like, people are watching me, I need to be perfect. And then because of my Enneagram, I'm a 4, and that's the individual. And I think because of that, or maybe something else in my makeup, whatever it is like when I think, oh, people are watching me, I have to be perfect. In the back of my mind, I'm like, be imperfect. Yes. Mess something up. Do it. And yeah, it's interesting. Like this, we talk about the idea of just knowing what we've built and acknowledging what we've built and acknowledging that we now are in the position that we're in. Like, it's so hard to touch that, like to actually like be in that and acknowledge and know that it's true. And take it in.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to do that, especially because, like Laurie said, we thought we would be a sleepy neighborhood shop, but it's been nonstop. And so it feels like it's constantly asking us to keep growing and to be intentional about being like, actually, do we want to do that? Is that where we are? And like intentionality comes into it a lot.
That's so huge. I think with any business that comes into play, because there are like things fall into your lap. And sometimes it's just easier to go, yeah, let's go with that. I mean, it just arrived on our doorstep. Let's do it. But to stop and go, wait a minute. Okay, does this make sense? Does it do a little of the analysis, which is also not my strength. So I turn to somebody else to get, please, will you do the analysis on this? And let's be honest about whether this really makes sense for us to go with. Sometimes you're just worn out and you're tired and you're like, let's just go with it because it's the easy button. And sometimes it works out perfectly when you do that too. But the intentionality, I think, is one of the biggest struggles that a business owner can have. Is, like what path have I created, and how am I going to follow that? And also, sometimes you say, how am I going to detour? Because all of a sudden I thought this was the path, and now this other thing came up, and I think we want to go this direction. So that flexibility it can be torturous sometimes.
Yeah, and there's also like another component of it that you want to like trust that like things are going to keep unfolding in the way that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And trying not to like control too much.
Right.
Intention, but not control. It's a fine line.
It is. And I find, I think, at least for me anyway, and I've got this kind of history of, suppressing the inner voice inside of me. It's only been recently that I've said, no, I'm going to start listening to her. Right. It's necessary. But I think a lot of times when we're trying to do something, okay, I'm going to start this business, maybe start to kind of clamp down and forget that it was that free-flowing spirit and that heart joy that brought us here. And if we forget that part and we start doing what we think we should, then it veers us astray and we find ourselves unhappy. So you're exactly right. Staying in the present moment and saying, okay, I wasn't expecting this little side road, but I think it could work. And my heart says it's the right thing. And then trusting that and having a partner that says, I'm going to trust it too. And it's a lot of moving parts there.
I think there are 2 layers I would add in too. In addition to the business, like we're also trying to be very intentional about how it impacts our quality of personal life. So that's a whole layer of trying to figure out the opportunity cost in some of the decisions in the business. And they might be actually great for the business, but how will it impact us as humans, as moms, as friends? So that's a layer we're always trying to kind of analyze and check in on too, and share that same mentality with our crew, because we don't want to sacrifice them at our, oh, great, you guys will do that, or we'll be over here enjoying ourselves and we expect you guys to pick everything up. We want to be very present and intentional with them too.
And democratic. That comes into our leadership a lot.
And I forgot the other one.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
No, it was good.
Well, can we go along the democratic? Could you just go a little deeper into that part of what you were? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we like to bring things to our crew as much as humanly possible and be like, you guys are the ones seeing this on the daily, so much closer than we are. What do people want? What do you guys want? What makes sense for the shop? And so bringing these conversations, there's a lot of communication that goes into everything that we do every single day. We use an app called Signal, which I'm sure, everyone's nationally aware of now. And there's a lot of communication that goes on in Signal. We have, whiteboards at the shop. We're constantly checking in with our baristas.
I think time is a big challenge for us. We always want to do more team meetings and more team building and more intentional kind of growth in that capacity. But in the end, we're open 7 days a week and we don't always have time to do team meetings and things. But there's always conversations happening between us about that topic and how to be more democratic, how to release control where we can and let the team be creative while also still maintaining certain things in the shop.
Yeah.
And not making one decision that someone makes because we were like, yeah, sure, go for it, impact the rest of the team in a way that we didn't think through. So there's a lot of analyzing of that stuff behind the scenes. And it takes us a while, I think, to land on like, okay, this feels good and right. Let's do it. Let's release control of this, or let's empower everyone to do this. Or maybe we made a mistake and we shouldn't have gone that far in that direction. Now we need to pull back and give some more guidance and not expect them to have to carry that burden.
I'm loving this so much. That's what's my heart is saying is any way you could get them to have somebody else run their coffee shop so they could both come to work at Zamzo's and help you, Callie.
Yes, we offer consulting on the side now. This is now a plug for our consulting business that I'm starting right now, Laurie.
Game.
I'll be your first client.
We have like an example. So recently something came up where we got a Google review that was really nice. And it talked about a drink that is not on our menu. And we were both like, oh, what happened?
What is that? What would it?
Yeah, we were like, oh, now we need to ask the crew what that drink is.
That's interesting.
So ultimately, like, we kind of came to each other a little frustrated, and we were like, oh, so much is happening that we don't know. And then we were like, oh, wait, we invited that to happen. And then, we voice note each other a lot to like process these things. We'll send a voice note. She'll send a voice note back, stuff like that. And ultimately, in the end, like when we were together, we were a little frustrated, and we were like, oh, we got to rein this in. We got to tell them we're not making any drink that they possibly want. And then ultimately kind of processed and came together, and we're like, you know what? We should just bring it to the team and be like, what do they want this process to look like? We want you to be creative. How do you want that to look?
Yeah, like imagine someone came in 2 weeks ago and had some drink, and now they're at the register asking you for the same drink, and you don't know what the hell they're talking about. Is that okay? Or is that uncomfortable? Like, the team should make this decision because they're the ones that are going to be in that position to then manage it. So maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we take a cue from them. So that's part of our team agenda, our team meeting agenda for next week, is to put it to them.
It also like takes the heat off of us a little bit, where we're like, we don't actually have to do everything. Let's let them, tell us how you want it to look.
I want to now. I want to come to work for you. I'm just keep shifting around here. I say, will you come to work for me? Now I want to come to work for you.
Sounds like that was the other layer. I just thought of my other layer.
That we're hiring?
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
We're hiring Callie, yes. That we are also trying to do things differently as leaders. So I think that makes it feel a little less formal leadery to me in a way. Like, it is like leadership still, but we're not like reading leadership books or like really striving to be a leader that we've seen before. At least I'm not. Instead, we're like, we want to lead differently. How would we have want to have been led in different junctures in our, hodgepodge of odd jobs that we've had? And because of that, there's no like roadmap for it. It's just a lot of check-ins. So I think that's an extra layer of the intentionality, is like trying to do it differently and not mess it up.
Or mess up and then say, oops, I messed up.
That's true. Yes.
Which you did.
That's learning. Real time.
Quiet high five.
I could just bask in the glow of this like conversation. It's lovely. That's so good. I'm wondering about the future. What are you guys thinking? What's your plan? Are you going to have a chain of 12 coffee shops?
How much control can we release? No, just kidding.
This is a great opportunity for us to say that we would like to take the holiday. If anybody knows what the holiday is, nobody. It's right next to. This is.
Are you talking about on Fairview?
This
We're
is for
manifesting.
funnies. This is for funnies.
Manifesting for funnies.
But also for realties. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who
Are you
knows?
talking about the motel that's on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. As a kid, my friend Stacy, my best friend, we would ride our bicycle every day up in the summertime, and we would pay them $1 to let us swim in their pool.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Amazing. Bring it back.
Bring the pool back.
Yeah, because now it's like gone. It's gone. Did you guys ever swim in that pool?
No.
There are a lot of creepy
but we would
people
bring the
there.
pool back.
I did swim in the Safari Inn pool downtown, which is
Also gone.
Completely something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. These.
But yeah, where did all the pools go?
Right. So you have this thought process
Yeah,
surrounding
no.
that location?
So we've gone back and forth on like another location several times, and we've been offered opportunities in several different locations, like on the bench downtown. a handful of them. And so it makes us think about it and be like, what do we want? Do we want a second location? What would that look like? Ours is so specific to our neighborhood. Like there's a painting on the wall, like a big mural on the wall of Ustick and all the little like landmarks on Ustick, you know? And so it is just so specific to our neighborhood, and we wanted it to reflect our neighborhood. So if we were, you know, if a second location or something, whatever's next for us comes up, we want it to be that again, you know, wherever it is. And not the same, but, and then, you know, we talk about the Holiday as like a B&B situation, like a little, coffee, breakfast.
Oh my
lodging.
gosh. I love this. Like almost like how
hospitality is hospitality.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the hotel kind of situation it's also hospitality. This is all
so it'd be a
human stuff.
rebuild like the modern did. Like take something that was kind of old and
yeah, we haven't entertained it that far, but
Yeah. I think I'm really big into the idea of like, put the pool back,
yes.
make it cute, and then a staycation holiday for the Boiseans.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, a little outside
make
of the
it a
fray.
little neighborhood vibes, but in a motel.
I would say one thing that like we are really very clearly passionate about is like re-energizing dead spaces, neglected spaces. Like the space that we're in now was just sat empty. We both watched it with our very eyes just sit there being sad and neglected for 3 years before, you know, we were like, we want that. And so, yeah, it's something like that. We're not 100% sure. We've also like checked in with each other and been like, do you want a second location? What does that look like for you? A lot.
I think at some point we'll be ready for a challenge and it will show itself. But at this point, we still have so much we want to do at our current location.
We're having so much fun with it still.
Yeah, and we haven't seen through every little thing that was on our little vision board on the map. And it's all been evolving because it's been very big into community input and listening and reacting to what people want, which has surprised us and been so much more than we expected that I think it's been more information to kind of like simmer through and just exist in. You know, our nights, we'd love to have our nights be busier. There's capacity there. We have some really incredible nights in the shop where it's just true magic because it feels so much different than the morning coffee like hustle feeling or the buzz of a coffee shop. You know, we dim the lights. We have candles out. In the winter, it's dark. And it's just really magical space to be in for music, we had the mariachi band. That was one of my favorite evenings in the shop. Craft nights, all of these things. But because we're just kind of on an island, we're actually more like a desert, I guess, up there. We're one location and there's nothing to jump to. It still can be pretty slow at night. And we don't want to give up on our nights, but we're trying to kind of still imagine those and see where's the value, what can we contribute, how can we get more creative with them. Food's another thing that we want to keep rolling out, but it's such a huge endeavor. And to be intentional about it with our small space and our crew and our sanity.
And to keep doing each of these components well, you know, like we're talking about a lot of different components. We have a market, so we offer lots of local goods, and we try to be really intentional about that. We don't want our coffee game to slip if we start doing food and, you know, our foundational, you know, operation goes by the wayside.
Yes, I think when we've like...
We're just doing it where we're doing it really slowly.
Yeah, and there's a creative process that's fun to do together. We love the occasional night, maybe like once a month, maybe every other month. We get to go into the shop after it's closed and just kind of be creative together. And it always throws us back into what it was like to be in the construction phase because we were in there so much together doing construction of unskilled people. And it was so fun, you know, and it was so creative. And so there are moments like that I think are still happening and are fun. When those have kind of like dried up and we're noticing that there's space, I think it's inevitable that we'll be more actively seeking out the next thing. But in the meantime, we're just open and manifesting the holiday.
All right, well, speaking of manifesting, we're going to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Zamzows, your local source for garden, pet, and planet-friendly products. Just like a good coffee shop, Zamzows believes that the best communities grow when you start local. Visit zamzows.com or stop by one of our 12 Treasure Valley locations.
Nobody knows like Zamzows.
How's that for squeezing that in real quick?
That was beautiful
Truly.
and intentional.
Indeed. Thanks, producer. Okay, so we're going to take a little shift now. This is our part where we call it sharing is caring, I think, is this segment. It's basically a rapid fire. I'm going to ask you a few questions that are, fairly quick answers, and kind of you can give me your quick thoughts on these things.
I'm sweating.
Are you ready? You're sweating.
No, not ready.
These are really hard. So just, Okay, here we go. This is a hard-hitting one right here. What is a local product in the shop that you're especially proud to carry?
Oh God, there's so many because our shop is full of local products. That's such an impossible question.
Well, this is good. You can just, you can go back and forth. And
on our menu or in our market, give me some direction. One of each.
Yeah, how about that? One of each. Or two of each. There are two of you.
Our coffee beans are from Cafe Mule and Ironside Roasting, and they are incredible humans that just keep showing up for us and showing up for Boise and the greater Treasure Valley over and over again. And so I think for me, they're huge because if they hadn't championed us early on and believed in us and just been tolerant of us just wandering in, like, we're two girls and we're going to start a coffee shop. Trust us, and believe. It was just from the beginning, they took us seriously. And they've continued to go above and beyond. They took our Salty Gal sauce up into the foothills recently for one of their final trailside service. Serving coffee. Anyway, Sarah went. But they're proud of us and we're proud of them, and that matters. It's fun to support each other. So that would be my on the menu vote.
You stole mine.
I knew I would.
I'm leaving.
You can take the market.
I'm going to do a weird one.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready? Okay, so we have a friend and associate who makes a lot of art for us, and his name is Jeremy Lanningham. She goes by Nocturnal Workshops. And not only is he a fantastic human, he is the father of one of our baristas and a barista that we love a lot. He has, from the beginning, been super, super supportive of not just the coffee shop, but of being like, I will help you make this as weird as possible. And let's make some weird art together and let that kind of help our personalities shine in a different way. Because neglect, or kind of reviving a neglected space can also be called gentrification.
Yes, I actually thought about that when I went by last night.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it.
It can be. We are two people who are directly invested in the neighborhood, so it's not that. But, it also can be. And, coffee can be a very vanilla place, culture. And we want ours to not be that. So he helps us really, he'll throw ideas our way. And if we throw ideas his way, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to run with that.
Yeah, these are great partners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he lives in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And he comes in all the time, and he hosts a creative meetup every other Wednesday called Wise Ones, 7:30 a.m. in the shop. It's super fun.
That's cool.
Just a bunch of local creatives coming in and chatting with each other. Yeah. You should write it down. It's
Yeah,
good stuff.
He, I think, also really wanted a coffee shop in his neighborhood. I mean, he wanted that same vision that we had. And so he came out the gate really excited too, just overflowing with ideas and being like, I doodle all the time. Let me just pitch this your way. And it was so fun to have someone with a lot of heart and vision and creativity just toss their own passion at us. And we're like, that's incredible.
Helping us
Run with
brainstorm
that.
lots of business things right up front, names of drinks.
The wise guy. He came up with the wise guy.
Came up with the wise guy. And also,
He is the
here's
wise
another
guy.
component. This is the magic of the coffee shop. he bought me a ticket to a concert that we went to together last night with a group of friends.
Wow.
So, yeah, that happens in the shop all the time. You just become friends with people.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to come hang out at your coffee shop. This sounds like a wonderful place to be.
you should.
I will. Okay, so how about, next question, something outside of work that has been recharging for you?
For Laurie, it's been gardening. No screens in sight. I've been going to my garden a lot this summer. I didn't really have much of a garden last year because it was, the first year of the coffee shop. But this year I've had that, and it's been amazing. And then cooking, I think, too. Like, I also have 2 kids, and we just got a puppy, and so there's not a lot of space for me to do a whole lot of things. So, like, I have to eat. So gardening feels like a really easy entry point to just bringing joy to that. So that's been mine.
Love it. I mean, I really love it. That's a great
It's been
answer.
nice. It's been nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful and simple. I love that.
Yep. I need simple.
And you gave me a bunch of tomatoes this year, which is nice because the only thing that I grew is chaos.
That was actually me this year.
A real chaos garden.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I have a really good excuse though, and I'm sure you do as well. Just like sometimes you can do it and like make it happen, and sometimes you can't.
Yeah, absolutely. That was me this year. Lifting weights for me.
Really?
I really need to move my body. Like I just found that's like that's my medicine.
Yeah.
It's very like many levels spiritual for me. It moves energy, stuck energy that needs to move. It makes me feel healthy,
Yeah.
all the just obvious things about that. Plus lifting, I think it gives you some testosterone, and my body probably needs that.
Well, and as we age, this is the voice of perimenopause over here. It's our bone density. Like
Yes,
if you don't lift weights,
bone
then
density.
you're losing bone mass.
Yeah, and I've heard that for such a long time for women, and so yeah, it feels good to know that my future self will say thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always say that.
Yeah.
I always laugh that morning Callie does not like night Callie because night Callie does stupid shit, and morning Callie is like, why did you do that?
Yes.
And I don't drink, so it's not even that. Like I just do other stupid stuff that I shouldn't be doing, like including staying up too late sometimes. It's like, what? Why did you do that? You knew you were getting up early. Why did you do that to yourself?
I
Yeah.
skipped the gym this morning. But I'll get there later
Dave.
today. Probably, hopefully.
All right, I have one more quick question for you guys. How about a book, a podcast, or a practice that has influenced how you think?
But it's by Daniel Quinn, and it is a philosophical book about just how humans ought to be, how we, like ancient wisdom that probably should have been passed down from generation to generation to generation, but that each generation feels like they need to reinvent the way to be human. And so it's made me think a lot about, just that like wisdom that that intuitive wisdom that we all, and listening to that.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's
Ishmael?
helped.
Is that what you said?
Ishmael,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Written it down.
I listen to so many podcasts that I couldn't even pick one. So there's obviously inspiration coming from those, but okay, I'm gonna just throw something out because this is rapid fire. My family and I just started, or I should say, we just finished watching 5 seasons. It's our first family series of All Creatures Great and Small on PBS. And I did not expect to go so deep in enjoying it. So you're familiar with it?
Yes. Yes.
It has been really grounding, I think, in a really like busy, hectic time to just kind of escape to a really simple, and it's not a simple time in all the ways, right? But the priorities in that show are very grounding and wholesome and human. And so I think that's been actually guiding me a lot because it's been just calming me down and refocusing me on kind of like the small things that matter and community, and like household, family. Yeah.
Ah, I
It's
love
not
that.
super inspirational, but I mean, I've enjoyed it. Season 6, baby. All creatures great and small. It's very pastoral. And,
Yes, very much so. Did you happen to read the original book? I think there's a series, maybe some.
Yeah, I think there is by James Harriet. I think it's probably on my list.
Yeah.
I should put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not.
So good. So good. Okay, now we've come to that point in the show. This is the question we ask all of our guests. And this is pertaining to anything you want to answer. So there aren't any rules on this. Answer however you want to answer it. So who would like to go first?
Why don't you pick?
Yeah.
Leave our fate in your hands.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
What is something that nobody knows?
Nobody.
Well, now, okay.
Okay.
It's somebody probably knows, but you know.
Can I share something that is on our horizon?
Do it.
We were, some people know this, but it's not a widely known fact. We were invited to be the keynote speakers at the Neighborhood Interactive Conference that the City of Boise Neighborhood Organization puts on, and I'm terrified
Oh my gosh, you're going to be fantastic.
if I don't lay down on the stage. It's impossible to know. So there's a lot of internal work going on right now there. And big growth opportunity if I'm going to rebrand it positively. But I think that, Sarah and I get together and there's like this really easy rhythm to us, and people probably don't realize just how scared I am of public speaking and how out of the norm this is for me. I'm enjoying it a lot, but it's
You're a
not
natural.
I don't like being in like front of people or even speaking like this. So it's a new chapter for me. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you're a natural because you're not performing.
I don't know.
And as long as you do that when you're doing your keynote, you're going to nail it. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah.
Time will tell. Thank you for that.
When will that be? When is that?
October 23rd.
All right. Congratulations. Keynote is a big deal. It's an honor. And I'm excited for you. You're going to do awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like every time kind of Laurie steps up into the spotlight, she's just freaking nails it. For the listeners, she just dragged her thumb across her throat. I'm telling on you.
I'm dead.
All right. Now the question is posed to you. What is something that nobody knows?
Nobody knows, just in general or about me.
Anything. What is your heart calling you to say?
That's hilarious. My very first thought.
Yes.
Okay, so I grew up in Middleton, way out in the country. Like not in town Middleton, like way out there. I jumped into a canal to get to my friend's house a quarter of a mile down the road. That's not the thing that nobody knows. That's just a fact. Like for me to commute to my friend's house, I jumped into the canal and I floated to my friend's house. Yeah, these are hilarious details. So I'm like kind of a country kid. And when I was 9 or 10, because we lived out in the country and we're surrounded by fields, one day in the field next to my house, a tractor appeared. Never happened before. This particular field was always full of weeds. There's nothing there. And it was a place I would explore and like spend time and, stuff like that. I had 3 brothers and me. And one day this tractor appeared in this field right next to us. And I was so curious about it. And so I was like, I'm going to climb into that tractor. And so I did, and I'm like in the tractor, and I was like, oh, wow, I feel so powerful. And I did. I recall the feelings, and then also being like, and terrified, and I'm terrified. I'm going to start this tractor. So I did, put the key was in there. I started the tractor. Like, how did I even know how to do that? Whose car was I starting?
That's amazing.
Like, yeah. And so I started it like, revved up, and then I could feel it like, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And I was like, am I going to drive this? Like these were questions in my mind. And no, I got like fear absolutely paralyzed me. And then I just ran. Like I tried to stop the tractor. Like I tried to, turn the key the other direction, but it wouldn't, probably child locks or whatever. No child lock to start it though. So I started it. I couldn't stop it. I, ran inside the house, got every single one of my brothers together in the basement and was like, guys, this is what's happening. I told them what was happening. And each of them snuck, because my mom was there, upstairs, not watching. And each of my brothers took turns sneaking out of the house so that they could try to stop the tractor.
Oh.
None of us could. And the next morning it was gone.
Oh.
Just gone. And I was like, in my head, in my 9 or 10-year-old head, I was like, oh, the tractor just went away on its own. Because I started it, now it's gone. So yeah.
That is a great story.
I don't know why that's the first thing that popped into my head. I think I still feel a little guilt.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
and how cathartic. You've just gotten it out publicly. This is
Thank
great.
you for the opportunity.
I think that farmer forgives you. I think we're good. I think you're
I never got the opportunity to admit this in church or anything like that. So sorry, Mom.
That farmer's listening and just feels great that he didn't leave it running the whole time. He was like, God, I left that running for 2 days. Oh, I'm such a moron.
A mystery that he has been agonizing over.
I hope he's listening.
It's cathartic for everyone.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sad that this conversation is coming to an end. Thank you both for being here today. What a delightful couple of people. And I meant it when I said that either I would come to work for you or could you come work for me? I think just being a part of what you're doing right now sounds like a blast. And I'm appreciative of what you're doing. I'm sure the community is. My original neighborhood. I love it. I love what you're doing. And so thank you. Thank you for taking the time to come here and let us get to know you a little bit. It's great.
This was really special for us. So
Agreed.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I hate to have it end.
Me too.
Well, maybe we'll have you back. We'll make another excuse.
Yeah, or we can have a coffee date.
Well, there you go. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
I
We
like
can
that.
walk down Northview and you can show us your old house.
Oh, maybe they'll
we
let
would
us go
love that a
in.
lot. Maybe we know the people.
Maybe they're regulars.
Yeah.
All right.
It's highly likely.
To be determined. All right. Thank you again. If you enjoyed today's episode, follow the podcast and please leave a review. I would absolutely love it. And the next time that you need a place to meet a friend, grab a coffee, or shop local, check out Common Ground on the West Bench in my old stomping grounds. Next week, we'll hear from another incredible voice shaping the Treasure Valley. And until then, thanks for listening.